Hey, I think I missed my cue, but here we are, awkward, seeking in with Let's Talk About the Music. See, it's a good cover. That was Communion, Kisses Kill. And this is awkwardness. You like that?
I can make it even more awkward if you want. I can tell you what that song was about. And I can also tell you I've never told anyone before. Okay.
Juicy
because
details.
It's super embarrassing, but I think part of the reason I haven't discussed this in interviews or whatever is because it's very personal. But also I do kind of worry about what people will think of me when I share this. So, but I'm at the point now where I've been doing Kisses Kill for a year and a half, and I'm starting to get more and more confident. Let me digress for a second. Part of another reason I wanted to do Kisses Kill to begin with was because I've never been a frontman before. I've always been a keyboard player or like a backing member of a band. And so this was in part to become a better singer, more self-confident, better lyricist, all of the things that I felt like I needed to improve upon. So a year and a half later, I'm feeling a lot more confident in myself and who I am. And so that's why I am now ready to share this story about what Communion is about.
Please do.
Okay, but promise me you won't judge me. Wait, didn't I just say I was confident? Okay.
This is the controversial section of the show. So
yeah, the controversial. Okay, so Communion is basically about a close encounter I had with a UFO.
Really?
And and basically, not just that, but the fear, the crippling fear that I had about telling my wife about what I saw, because I was afraid that she would think that I was crazy. And there was a lot that went into that experience, and I if I heard somebody say that they saw a UFO, I would think, oh yeah, okay, whatever, buddy. But all I can say is that I know what I saw, and that it was definitely, I'm not saying it was aliens or anything like that. I don't know what it was, but it was definitely a bizarre. I actually had two kind of encounters, and both times they were definitely not man-made, or if it's man-made, it was definitely something that has not been revealed to the public. I mean, it was creepy, to put it lightly, but it got a lot of questions going in my head about the nature of humanity and where we sit in the universe, and is there more to this universe than meets the eye, and is there, what does that say about concepts like God and Christianity, and what does that say about politics, geopolitics, and all of that, if there are these beings that are visiting us, or whatever it is, things that aren't human, that are clearly superior. So it got my mind thinking a lot about things, and I kind of, that was the line from the song, was I chosen or was I poisoned? And so I was thinking about, did this UFO, I mean, they have the technology to hide, I would assume, right? To hide, to not be seen. So did it want me to see it on purpose? Was I chosen to see this? Or did this whole thing just poison my mind? And you remember in Close Encounters of the Third Kind, when dude's Richard Dreyfuss is making the mountain out of
mashed potatoes.
Like, that's what I mean by poisoned. Like, this was, for a good long time, this was a very unhealthy obsession for me, in all the worst ways. Mostly because everybody that I told thought I was crazy. Almost everybody. There's a handful of people who were very open-minded and supportive. But I learned really quickly not to tell people, not to talk about it. It's a taboo subject. People don't want to hear it. People can't, and I totally understand it's no one's fault, but people can't comprehend this particular topic. Or they go, oh, I don't want to think about that. I can't, your brain can't even start to make room for it because of the implications. It's very taboo. So I didn't tell, I think this happened to me in 2008. 2007, 2008, somewhere in there. And I didn't tell my wife until like 2013.
Wow.
So, yeah, I couldn't bring myself to do it. But finally I didn't. By the way, she was super cool about it all. Like, I should have given her more credit or whatever. But you could understand how you'd be nervous to bring that kind of thing up. And so I channeled that nervousness and that frustration into the song Communion, and that's really what it's all about.
Wow.
Now you know. So next time you listen to it, keep that in mind.
I will.
See, those are the kind of interesting stories that I like to hear, because you hear a lot of stuff about, oh yeah, this song is about a girl I knew, and this song is about something, and this song's about this. And I mean, those are all important things, I'm sure. You know, I'm not going to look down on somebody for what they put into a song, because it's their art. But there's just something about a song that has something that's just not fully comprehensible by maybe anybody but the songwriter, and maybe even not by them, that just really kind of pulls me in. Like a lot of my songs, sometimes I don't even know where they come from. I'll just sit down, I'll put the music together, and I'll write some lyrics that I don't even know what part of my brain that particular emotion is coming from. I can't explain it other than it's another character of myself in some universe somewhere thinking different thoughts, because, I mean, where else would it come from?
Yeah, no, I'm totally with you. It's funny, and maybe this is a good thing to talk about now. Is all of my songs have at least two meanings to them. There's the meaning that might be kind of surface level, right? And then there's the story behind it, the personal, the real. Like, what is this about? Like the UFO, for example. Or another example is "Taste of Home" is about my addiction to smoking and trying to quit smoking. Walls is about the walls in the Vatican. I wrote that one. All those lyrics came to me when I was touring the Vatican, and they have walls of gold, and so I wrote about that. So there's all these little, but I don't want to preach to anybody, and I don't want to be super political, and I don't want to turn people off because of maybe an opinion I have or a viewpoint on something. So I also try to make all the songs just have a surface level meaning to them as well. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
So Communion could just be about a girl, or about something that happened in my past and a girl. Like generalized meaning to it, and I like that. So the idea of, even in the name "Kisses Kill," it's I've always appreciated the difference. Okay, what am I trying to say? I'm screwing it up here. I've always appreciated how words can have more than one meaning, and double entendres, and I've always liked the idea of changing the meaning of words, and what does it mean to understand a word. And so I actually got this, the name from the band is an homage to a film called Pontypool, it's a Canadian zombie film by a famous Canadian director named Bruce McDonald, He's like a Canadian darling of a director. And he did this movie called Pontypool, which, if you like zombie movies and you like horror films, it's a 10 out of 10. You're going to love it. But basically, spoiler alert here, the concept is that the zombie virus is actually transmitted through the English language, and words become infected. And when your brain understands the infected word, you get the virus, And so the way that they cure the virus, or kind of make a workaround, is they actually have to change the meaning of all words. And so there's a scene in the movie when the guy's trying to change the meaning of the word kiss to kill. And he just goes, kisses, kill, kisses, kill, kisses, kill, over and over and over.
Wow.
It's kind of the climax of the movie, so I'm super spoiling it, but that is the concept. The original kind of concept came from that, and I think it also has bled down into the meaning of all my songs, and having multiple meanings, and words having multiple meanings within the songs and everything. So there you go.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we had a guest, one of the bands that I actually perform with every now and then, Johnny Sonic. He's go to the website, you'll see his name. Can't remember what episode he was on, but he. You think I should know these things, but I don't.
You have a lot of episodes, though.
I do. This is your episode 28, so yeah.
It's getting up there, man.
It is. But anyway, most of all his songs that he wrote is also meaning behind his music. So I'm catching a lot of musicians are doing a lot of meanings towards their songs, regardless of anything. So, I happen to like that. I mean, I like to hear the meanings of it. For example, another one, episode 26, was like two weeks ago. Mirko was saying that he's more instrumental, and when he does his instrumental, he says that he wants people to have their own reality of the song. So your song "Communion," right? I said it right.
Yep.
Okay. Could say one meaning to you. It could be a completely different thing to somebody else when they hear that song.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
And
that's what I love about it.
Yeah. So I think a lot of music, if people really think about it, are all doing that. You think about it.
Yes. Well, it's funny, too. You guys are the first people I've told about that story, and also the first time I've shared, actually, like when I was saying Taste of Home is about smoking and Walls is about the Vatican, I haven't mentioned that in any interviews. And I've done quite a few interviews in the last year, and I've been quite hesitant to share all of these kind of personal things. But not just because I'm afraid of talking about UFOs or whatever, but also because I think I really just want people to... I really love when people breathe their own meaning into my songs. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to say this is definitively what the song is about, because that's what makes it difficult for people to latch on to music, you know? Like, people need to feel ownership over songs for them to enjoy them, you know? And they need to relate to them. So I don't like putting those rules in place, if you will, of like, this is what this song's about. And I also love hearing from fans who say, oh, this is what this means to me, and da-da-da, you know? I hadn't even thought of that. That's fantastic, you know? Mm-hmm. So I completely understand what you're saying. By the way, thank you, Draconis, for the nice comment about sharing about my UFO story. I just read that in the chat. I appreciate that, because I was a little nervous to bring that up. So thank you. Cheers.
So, I have a quick question. You didn't decide to share that story because we told you about Scholar and Molly, right?
No.
Okay, I thought maybe we were influenced.
It's all connected, see?
Yeah. It is kind of all connected. I'll give you guys another little trivia tidbit. The song is called Communion, which is about communication, being able to communicate with my wife, which is really what it is about, me not being able to tell her this thing. But it's also the double meaning is about, there was a book in the 80s and a movie starring Christopher Walken called Communion, about a guy who got abducted by aliens. Boom. See, I do little things like that. I have little hidden things. So next album, the next time you get the album, start trying to decode it, because I swear there's all like little things all stuck in there.
No, actually, Spider will decode it. I'll be like, I don't want to do that. It's too much work.
Yeah, it is too much work. I know. What is this? A choose your own adventure? Like, yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
Spider, like, hey, did you get that song? Like, it's danceable. Yeah.
You know what, though? I will say it's super fun to actually, it is super fun to actually just talk about share with you guys about what these songs are actually about, because I haven't done it with anybody. So I think there's part of me that's like, you know what? I think it's time to start actually, like, I'm excited to share what they're about in a way, you know?
Good.
Mm-hmm. So, anyways, yeah, thanks for hearing me out on that one.
Yeah, no problem. Well,
the danger in this, too, is that a lot of these are about politics and religion.
Don't get Spider involved with politics. Don't do it, man.
No, well, you know, it's also, back when I was younger, I had a lot more to be angry about, but now I have a beautiful wife, a beautiful job, a beautiful little boy at home.